Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smash Accept podcast. I'm your host, Michael Royer. You can find me on Twitter at DynastyDadFF. It's Thursday, so you know what that means. Maybe you don't. Tuesday's always mock draft where we talk about our trades. Wednesday's mock drafts for rookie drafts. Today, it's Thursday. We're going to start doing Superflex startup mock drafts so you guys can see where rookies are at, so we can see where every player that you're trying to draft in your upcoming draft goes, so you can absolutely dominate. Nobody better to do that with than my main man Snoog. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, Dad. I mean, startup season's the best time of the year. We're just rolling into where it's starting to get really crazy. Rookies are involved, draft hype's picking up, players' ADPs are going all over the place, free agency's just finishing up. So, best time of the year. I'm getting that crazy FOMO right now, missing out on Smash 18. I know all the dogs are in there, so it's cool to see you guys all talking about the trades you're making and who you're taking. And I think there was a ton of trades made in that startup alone. So it's time. I think I'm really regretting that one, but it's really cool to see that you guys are enjoying that.
Yeah, I mean, last night alone, between round 4 and 5, I made 7 trades myself. The Smash leagues are what's really fun to play with all the listeners, to play with guys that are, just as hungry as I am to learn things that they are. That they're like literally throwing things back in my face. They're like, Dad, this isn't the trade that I would make. So it makes me sharper and it makes them better owners. It's pretty fantastic. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna just Snoog, get that draft board ready to go. We are going to do a mock draft live. We're going to give you our reactions. We're going to talk about, players that are going too early, players that are absolute steals, where the rookies should be going in your draft. And I'm excited. So Scarface, get this thing going. We got it at 1 minute clocks. If you guys are not subscribed right now, you guys got to hit that subscribe button for the YouTube channel. We are absolutely growing like crazy. So make sure you guys join that. And if you guys are about to do a startup, no better place to learn than the Smash Accept Patreon. That's patreon.com/Smash Accept. I'm going to put that we have it linked down below. But right now you can get my rankings, Snoog's rankings. You're going to get draft assistance. And tonight alone, if you guys use code MOCK, you will get 50% off your first month. So whatever tier you choose, 5, 10, 20, you're going to get 50% off just for putting in the code MOCK. It's pretty easy. So let's throw this board up on there. Let's see what's going on. Snoog, pretty chalk right off the bat. Josh Allen, he's always the 101. Next pick in here, and we got a lot of sharp guys. So, if you guys want to be in that Patreon, we got guys that are literally drafting with us from the Patreon. Lamar Jackson goes 4, Josh Allen, or Jalen Hurts 4, Joe Burrow 5. This is chalk. These 5 quarterbacks need to be your first 5 picks. I don't think there's anybody else you can even consider. Even with the wide receivers that are this good, I just think this is how the first round has to start out.
Yeah, I agree. The only thing I would do is take Justin Jefferson over Brock Bowers with how this draft's going.
100%.
Then Bowers would just be the pick right after. So it's these 8 guys that we're about to see. Very chalk. I don't think there's anybody really in the argument for it right now to go above any of these guys. I think it's like a clear tier of 5, then a clear tier of 3. Then it's my time to shine.
And there you go. Take your guy.
I'm going to just do it again.
Do it again.
I'm just going to take like the best quarterback in the NFL by far. That's going to be good forever and not regret it one bit, especially in 6-point passing.
I won't argue with you. I did last time, but like for me, I'm taking Malik Neighbors here at 10. There are very few guys I see in the first round, unlike last year where we were drafting guys where you're like, they're going to move up in value. And I just don't see a scenario where a lot of these guys really move up in value. It's going to be very difficult for Malik Neighbors to move up anywhere higher than 5. These guys are kind of right where they're at. I like it being drafting at the end of this first round because you get so many, power moves, the guys that you're able to draft. It's just an awesome area. I mean, last time we did this, I got Neighbors at 111 and then Bijan fell to 203. There's a lot of guys that really fall into this area where you're going to start out with an elite level build right off the bat. The tricky part for me, Snoog, is I don't like to leave a draft without my elite quarterbacks. And right now, there are very few guys that I'm like, this guy right here is elite. This is someone that I have to have because it's those big 5. And then you start to stretch on Mahomes a little bit and you start to be like, who's the next guy that's up there? And what's that next pick? And it's super interesting because I hate going running back, or wide receiver, but it's damn tempting with
Yep.
Neighbors, Bijan, Brian Thomas Jr., Jahmyr Gibbs, all these guys fall into this area.
Yeah, it really is. And it's like, that's where you kind of gauge, would you rather, I don't know, Jared Goff and Malik Neighbors, or would you rather Caleb Williams or Justin Herbert and who's a 4th round ADP guy right now? AJ Brown, maybe early 4th, late 3rd.
No, he's
Garrett Wilson.
late. He's late 3rd. So if you're at this spot, like you're picking at 9, if you're talking 4th round, I just got Jared Goff in the 5th round. So if I'm taking Malik Neighbors at 110, I'm going to be taking Jared Goff into that area. Or in this particular draft, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to say, you know what, Caleb Williams, last time he fell to you, for me, that actually I'm going to pull that one off there. We're going to try it a little bit different because I want you to go the quarterback.
Yep.
See if I could get that off there. Hold on.
Scarface Poet, if you're listening.
Because if I'm actually doing that, I'm moving in. I'm going to take CeeDee Lamb here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see what we can do.
Yeah,
with
you do it 2
Malik
wide
Neighbors
up, build
and
out to
CeeDee
the
Lamb.
2 quarterbacks.
Because
Scarface.
CeeDee Lamb and Malik Neighbors, you're looking at 2 elite level wide receivers. Snoog and I want to look at what this would look like. He's starting out with 2 quarterbacks. I'm starting out with 2 wide receivers. I feel damn good because both of these guys are going to finish top 5, top 5, top 8. And you got to feel good with your build, but it'll be interesting to see how we build out there. The next guy, Codester, that's Scarface himself. He's got Jefferson and Puka. That feels really good. You can't lose your draft in round 1 and 2. You're not going to win it. You're not going to lose it. Don't do anything crazy. And that's what I
Kyle Pitts.
Well,
remember that the 1st round Kyle Pitts and Justin Fields in the 1st round of startups. Oh my gosh!
I don't know if Drake May's like fetch
Anthony
from
Richardson.
Mean Girls, like we're making it popular, but in Smash Leagues, Drake May goes considerably higher than he does in consensus and across the league.
It's the Snoog effect. I got him in Smash 9. I love it.
I've been pounding the drum. Guys, if you get those super chats in, okay, we will help you with your mock drafts. We will help you with trades. What we really want to do is if we get 5 super chats tonight, we will give away a free VIP month of the Patreon that's worth $20. If we get 10, I will do a draft assistance with one of you guys. I'll give you my cell phone. We'll literally take the whole thing from start to finish, talk about who we're going to draft, and it'll be a good time. So, the more people that do that, the better. Ashton Genty is a great pick, and so is McBride. McBride is a cheat code.
I do not like that McBride pick. Remember we were talking about this, and I was just like, I just feel broken leaving a draft.
That's where I was at.
End in round 2.
In Smash 18, I took Joe Burrow at 4, and McBride fell to me at 2.9. I traded it for 4.10 plus a first. And I think the 2nd round, after you get past Genty, which Genty usually goes about 2.8, and that's where your first rookie goes off the board. Once Genty goes at 2.8, then you start to fall off there a little bit. I don't want Stroud. Barkley is, hit or miss with how people value him in the draft. Nico Collins is in this area. There he just went. When that happens, dude, I'm going for it. You know what I mean? Like I am buying. I'm going to trade back, and I'm going to try to buy somebody in that 4th round because the 4th round gets really juicy. It starts to get pretty exciting.
Big fish dog, get your quarterback 1. He could have a crazy cool build right now if he does what I think he's going to do.
He's not going to do what everybody thinks he's going to do. It'd be cool if you could post the draft.
Damn it, he sniped me. That's not what I thought you were going to do.
What's
that all about? Garrett Wilson. He sniped me.
Yeah. See, now we get to a tricky one here because it's like I could go with my QB1. There's not really much. Who did he go with there? Jackson Smith and Jigba. Okay, I like that pick there as well. This becomes really tricky area.
Yeah,
here.
What are you going to do here?
I'm going to take someone who could potentially – oh, man. Nope. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Drake London. I'm going to go 3 foundational wide receivers to kick this thing off. Because what happened with Marvin Harrison Jr.? You took Marv?
Yep. I love my start.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
I love it.
You know, and it's interesting because depending on what your league format is, you know, going, I know it looks crazy to see three blues on mine. I really
I like
consider
it.
I consider Jordan Love, to be honest. I think Jordan
That's
Love
probably what I would have went.
is it's the same thing as before. I was like, we're going to see what we can do here with these, right? I think that Jordan Love is in that area. Bo Nix is in that area. I could consider those guys. We're going to see what happens with the rest of the board. Jordan Love goes next. And
Codester might have you beat with the build. That's similar to what your build could have looked like. I would actually prefer yours though, I think. But
we're gonna see how everything shakes out. I mean, right now there are how many quarterbacks are taken off the board? You know, we have 5, 6 in round 1.
A lot of them are going.
Now we got 4 in round 2. So we're up to 12 quarterbacks now. So we got to start looking. Bo Nix is an interesting one in the second, right? I love the Jordan Love pick. I think Bo Nix is where do you see him ceiling wise? You know, like can he jump into round 2? You know, like I feel like he's going to be around 2 to 4 pick in the next like 2 years.
Yeah, he's probably around that 8 QB 10 to 12 to 13 range. That's why I take 2 QBs in the first 2 rounds, because I hate having that thought and stress of like, is there going to be a QB run that goes? And then the Snoogs Elite League I ran with all the Discord members, there was like the biggest QB runs ever going, and it was just like, oh.
Joey went, oh man, after getting Jalen Hurts, he gets Genty and Devon Achane. I'm worried with my dynasty builds. Almost everybody, they start to do roster reviews, which I'm doing again. You know, I opened them up. I finally caught up. But it's like, dude, your wide receivers suck. Like everyone's got like a Devon Achane and a Christian McCaffrey, but then their wide receiver one's Brandon Ayuk, and I'm like, you can't build a dynasty like that. Like you can build a nice redraft, but you're not going to build anything that's going to last for a long time. Kyler Murray at the 311 is one of my favorite picks here. Jaden Daniels, Kyler Murray, Saquon Barkley. That's a really nice build. I like that a lot.
Kyler, that's really good Kyler value.
Then you got Josh Allen, Nico Collins, and AJ Brown.
Fire. That 101 range, even on third round reversal, is fire. If you could grab Rashee Rice here or Brock Purdy.
AJ Brown is going 312 in almost every single draft. I've been in 3 startups and I've drafted him in all 3. Like AJ Brown is just a screaming value at this point.
What a start for him. I love that start. He's got his 2 QBs and he has 2 foundational wideouts.
Travis gets 2 quarterbacks. He goes Rashee Rice here. T. Higgins is really starting to move up boards. I love this right here. Josh Duke goes with T. Higgins. He's climbing up. Like since he landed with Burrow, I wanted him. Shout out RC Geary for stealing him right before me when I was going to get, since I had Burrow. Same thing here. I'm sure Joey's like, bro, come on. I had a shot here to get the stack plus my, and now the wide receiver ones are gone. Like that's the interesting part.
You know what's funny here? Look at the value swing. Look at all these players going over the 102 right now. It's because no one wants to pick who the 102 is right now. You know what I mean? Everybody would take the rookie kicker pick at 102, probably literally in the early mid to third round. But because you have to pick the player, they're falling like crazy.
Yeah,
and that's the dynasty psychology that everybody has is they don't want to. They want the rookie pick.
102
liquid.
102 should have went right after Jordan Love.
Really?
102 is worth anything more than that, you know. And I think guys start to try to figure out. There it is, because we were talking about it. Omarion Hampton is the 102, so I'm glad you took that right there. Good pick there, AJ. I think 102 would definitely go before Baker Mayfield. 103 should go. I mean, Baker Mayfield's more the 105 range, and that's really what you got to start looking at. Omarion Hampton is a good pick there. I think it's going to be Hampton. Snoog thinks it's going to be someone else. But let's be honest, like either way, that's a great pick there. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence, another solid pick. You know, you're starting to just package up. JJ McCarthy, that's all right. You know, like they feel like we're pushing it a little bit.
You guys are making me sick right now. All right, let's look. What do we got here? I'm going to get the real 102. He's still on the board. This is actually There's a lot of good value. A lot of good value here. I think I know what I want to do.
You got CNN playing in the background or something? What's going on?
No, you can hear that? That's my
Hey,
parents.
Ma, let's get the meatloaf going, huh?
They're not watching the news. I think they're listening to like something. I don't know.
Here we go.
CNN.
Snoog, you picking today, man? Come on.
It wasn't me. I was waiting. It wasn't me. It was Coach there.
Oh,
I was waiting. He sniped me.
Coach,
damn it.
What you doing, man? Who did he take?
He sniped me.
Travion Henderson?
Oh, what do I want to do?
Who did he go with?
Now?
Travion Henderson before. Okay, all right. This is a make or break time. This is usually in drafts where I'm sitting here and I'm going to take Jared Goff here because Jared Goff's better than Patrick Mahomes when it comes to fantasy. Period. Back-to-back QB6 seasons. Mahomes doesn't even have 2 QB6 weeks. Jared Goff, I'm taking him here. I love Jared Goff. I get him in every draft. I would have waited till the 5th, but Snoog, when you look at the board, and that's why I love the colors on Sleeper, you look at this here, and none of these guys have quarterbacks. So I was like, if I don't get Goff here, the drop-off is pretty far. So I'm really trying to go in there, and I'm trying to make sure I get that. And I look at that a lot when I'm drafting is, what does the board color look like? You know, like you see the middle there, it's all red. They've already taken all their quarterbacks. You see the far right, we've taken all of our wide receivers. You know what I mean? So like, I think the late first is predicated off of a lot of wide receiver and running back value. The left, the early picks are going to really be guys that you're trying to get as much, quarterback value as you can. And that's where the draft is. And that's why I hate drafting without trades. Trading is what makes it fun for me. I don't leave a draft without 15 trades. Like I'm moving all over the board and I'm having fun because you can win from any spot. You can win from the 101. You can win from the 112. It's just what you do with the picks. Now Snoog, I'm looking back and I'm like, this might have looked good to go Jared Goff and Jordan Love instead of Drake London. But we're going to keep playing with the build. Who we have that Cam Ward, and I think Cam Ward's an interesting pick there because you're going to get some solid points there. This is where you start to build. Quarterbacks are going to go off the board because people are going to start worrying. They're like, oh, who's the next guy? I can't wait any longer. Who's the next player? And it's just like, all right, we're already there.
The QB run always starts around 3 and 4, and then it's just you get so many players that fall. Unless you're big fish dog and just don't even draft quarterbacks. He literally isn't. He's just taking BPA, which is low-key savage of him for doing that. I like that.
Big fish dog. I was hoping that Bucky Irving fell to me, but hey, you know what? Don't even pretend it's not even a quarterback league. Pretend it's not even Superflex. You get your guy. he's jumping the gun quite a bit.
Someone in the chat just said Big Fish ain't even playing Superflex.
No, I know. I think he thinks it's a one quarterback league there. So I was hoping that Bucky would fall to me with the next pick. Not a big deal.
I might have some fun. I think I'm gonna have fun with this next pick.
What do you have now? You have 2 wide receivers.
Why?
2 wide receivers.
Why. Yeah.
I'm
just gonna make the pick and explain the pick.
I already know who your pick is.
I don't think you do.
I think I do.
Say it after JC Baller's pick.
Well, yeah, I'll pick mine. I'll pick mine and then I'll say it.
Yeah, literally pick yours and then say it right away. Unless you're gonna snipe me, you might snipe me.
I might.
You definitely shouldn't, but if you want to do
it, you hit me up with that advice.
You definitely shouldn't snipe me.
Who do we got here? He took
Devontae Smith. That's who I had queued up after him.
Oh, that's who you were going to take?
No, that was who I had queued up after the guy I'm going to take.
This is – I mean, I already know who you're taking, so I'm not even – but I'm debating, do I want that guy before the landing spot or do I not? And that's where I'm going to take I'm going to take Jonathan Taylor, but you're taking Tyler Warren. Or are you taking Judkins?
I don't think you know my pick then.
Who you taking? Let's go. I thought for sure you were taking Tyler Warren, and I think this is in 0.75 tight end premium. It's not a bad pick because this is usually where the 104 goes. I needed a running back because I feel like at this stage I'm starting to tear down quite a bit. Next pick,
I'm taking Travis Hunter.
Oh gosh, oh geez, don't talk to me about wide receivers, man. You're gonna go Travis Hunter. A lot of upside.
Blue chip wide receiver prospect right there. Blue chip wide receiver prospect. He's going to be Drake May's number one option, and he's going to go for 90, 1,200, and 7 touchdowns as a rookie. He's going to be a top 10 dynasty wide receiver.
Snoop, we talked about the quarterback run, but for me, wide receivers disappear quick. I mean, round 1, you only have 4 of them, right? But round 2, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Round 3, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Round 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that wide receiver position is cooked. It's Olave, Worthy, Flowers, and there's teams here that don't have Zay Flowers, DJ Moore, Jordan Addison.
That's exactly why I just took Travis Hunter.
They don't have a wide receiver at all.
I was considering was DJ Moore. So I'm taking Travis Hunter over this entire board. It's not close.
Dude, smash 18 right now. I got Burrow, Goff, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Moore. I love being able to move around in the draft. I hate being pigeonholed into one spot. I'm not good when it comes to that. That's why I'm not as good in redraft as I am dynasty, because guys will be like, all right, who you taking here? It's this or that. Given the fact that you take Hunter and then Olave goes here, I'm worried about Olave for his startup value. I mean, he's a tricky pick. I think he could really pan out and give you some good value. But I'm not sold on it right now. Quinshon Judkins, that's who I thought you were going to take. Jaden goes in there. He takes Quinshon Judkins. We see now 4 rookie running backs taken. Ashton Junty at 2.9, Genty at 2.9, Hampton at 4.5, Henderson at 4.8, Judkins at 5.6. This seems about right, I think, where we're looking at value before they actually land in the NFL draft. I think next week when we do this, we'll throw the kickers in there so we can get a little bit more of a true 102, 103, 104, and where those guys go. Kyron Williams here at 5.7. I know you don't like him, but we're getting close to the end of your RB1s, and he's coming off back-to-back top 8 seasons. I just drafted him at 603 in Smash Except 18, so I think you can fall around there. DJ Moore here's a great pick, and then Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren really makes it. Joey's build, I mean, his wide receivers are going to probably make me throw up, but Jalen Hurts, Genty, A-Chain, Baker, Tyler Warren, I like it.
That's James Cook build.
Here. This is why the 101, 102 should be league winners this year, because you look at where Cascade's going. Josh Allen, Brock Purdy, Nico, AJ Brown, and a lot of times McCaffrey, James Cook, those guys all fall into right there. That's where they're looking at.
Yeah, I really like this 5th round. I think it's just a lot of good value. Literally just take Kyron out of it and put someone else in there, and I think it's perfect. I think I would take Kyron out and put him in the early 6 range. Probably prefer
I know, but value-wise, there's nothing. But Jacobs is the only guy that I actually consider over that. We got our first super chat.
I like Jacobs.
Here from Ambiguity. He said Superflex, non-tight end premium, Puka in a 3rd, or AJ Brown and Rashee Rice. That is AJ Brown and Rashee Rice. I've seen this particular trade go off 3 times in the last week. This same one. Rice is not that far off. AJ Brown is a boss. That's a huge trade. Another one here from Roman. He's a commissioned, a 16-team startup, suggested replacing the QB spot with his 2nd Superflex. Thoughts either way. Man, 16-team Superflex is really tough, Roman, because not every team's even going to get 2. I usually try to keep it at a 1 quarterback if I go up to the 16.
That QB run's probably crazy in that type of league.
I think if you do it, though, you have to make the quarterbacks more of your 4-point passing than a 6-point passing. Like if you overload the quarterback values, you're going to shut things down. I think you're going to lose a lot of managers. I think you really get to that difficult situation. Snoop, can you slide the board up a little bit? Roman,
Yep.
I hope that answers your question. Is, you know, I think you go, it has to be, if you're talking about two quarterbacks, because he says replacing the quarterback spot with a second super flex. I mean, I would leave that as two super flex spots because you might not have a quarterback that week. So leave it, your standard two super flex as opposed to a quarterback and a super flex. I think that's a expert way to kind of do that. So teams aren't sitting there and like, I don't have a quarterback. I need to trade for one right now.
That's awesome. Emeka Egbuka value 6'4". I love that pick.
Well, I mean,
I like
who
that
do you
Dak value too. 6'3" on Dak. Like,
yeah, Dak keeps falling. Now in Smash 18 and 17 and 18, he went in the late fifth.
yeah.
I have a lot of guys like queued up here that I think are starting to become pretty good value. That you really want to go ahead and you jump and get in there and get your guy. What do we have here? I like that. Luther Burden, rookie wide receivers starting to go in this area over, proven veterans right now. Jordan Addison, Terry McLaurin, Jalen Waddle. I definitely think the rookies they jump above those guys.
Yeah, this
all right.
I really like this range too.
Colston Loveland, that's a nice pick. You're getting a lot of quarterbacks, a lot of tight ends that are going to go off the board. The tight end position is really tough, and I think he's a great pick there because you got to have him at least in that same area as Kittle and some of these other guys. Coasters on the board, then you, then me, and then I'm getting my education with CNN in the background. So I mean, we're cooking it up. We got this, first ever.
There's no
Thursday night
CNN playing.
Dude, they're just chit chatting. Kittle, good pick. I think Kittle goes higher in this particular format than in a lot of others, but I like him there.
Snipe me.
Who'd you get?
I got sniped. That's what I got.
Yeah.
I got a better running back than James Cook and Kyron Williams a whole round later.
See, that's very opinionated. I don't know if I'm agreeing with that one too much. I'm gonna go ahead. I wanted Kittle. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking Kittle here at this late spot. I think I got 3 wide receivers. I got my RB1. I'm gonna go ahead and and the rookies, I'm not digging a lot what we have going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take Chase Brown here because I think Chase Brown he was a locked and loaded RB1 last year. I think they might draft someone, but I don't think they're going to draft him anywhere near as high as they are. Joe Burrow needs offensive line help. They need defensive help. I think Chase Brown is going to be unaffected by the draft and be someone that rises up in value. So, Snoog, I'm all right here, man. I got my 3 wide receivers. I got Jared Goff. That's all I need. I'll take Matthew Stafford late or something like that. And 2 running backs that I think could finish in the top 12. So now you got Walker. And Walker, this round 4, 5, 6, especially rounds 5, 6. Look at all those running backs. That is Kenneth Walker, Chase Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Quinshon Judkins, Kyron Williams, James Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs. This is why you don't draft running backs early. Like taking a running back early, I very well could have went Bijan Robinson instead of Malik Neighbors. But look at what the wide receivers are available right now. My best wide receiver then, if I went running back, my wide receiver 1 would be Jordan Addison. That's not going to do it. It's not something that I am even remotely interested in. Ooh, a little bit of a Michael Penix Jr., Bryce Young hitting it up at the end of this round, just attacking the quarterback position.
Who's left? Tua, Shador Sanders, A. Rich. Scary.
Oh, I didn't see AJ Estevez just taking Justin Fields. That was going to be my pick. I didn't even realize he went in there and grabbed him because that is high. I was thinking I was going to get him, somewhere in the late 7, early, like in that 8 range. He's going up higher than he's flying up.
I have a couple people I like here.
All right, I think we're having a little bit of a spot here where we're seeing where he would go. For me, we got another super chat here. Love this. Would you do a smash accept high stakes league? Smooth Criminal, I
I'd be
like
down.
that. I like that. Maybe we'll let that.
$200 buy-in.
We have Smash Accept 19 is looking like it's going to be Smash Accept International. Guys, it's really cool to me that we have a pretty broad, I mean, right now on Spotify, we are being listened to by 62 different countries, which dang it, you took Tua there. All right. I don't even need a quarterback. You know what I mean? My QB2, who needs them? You know what I mean? They're overrated position. Ugh. I think they did this to me on purpose. He took his third quarterback. Yo, that guy's not even drafting. Kick him out of the Discord. No, JC Ballers go ahead, gets Tua there. I think I'm a little upset now, Snoog. I think I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I think I might cry, but I'm
You
just
might
gonna
have to
swing.
you might have to take Shador Sanders.
Ugh. This is a slim pickings area to try to find something out of this area. You know what I'm gonna do though? This is not. Oh geez, you're gonna make me do it. You know what? Yep. All right. Give me Anthony Richardson. We're swinging for the fences here. All right. We're gonna swing for it. This is what when you mock drafts, you try to see what you would want to do. If we go back in time, and I don't take Drake London, I take Jordan Love. That I think this roster is a smash, right? Because then you're looking at you go ahead Neighbors, Lamb, and then you take Jordan Love, and then you have Jared Goff, 2 running backs, and then at this pick, then I'm taking, I'm taking someone much more attractive. Like, who do we have in this area? There's the quarterback. The rookies shouldn't be falling this far. Next pick,
Yeah.
that's you, buddy. Where you got? You got Caleb Johnson there at the rookie position. You got
three guys.
Derrick Henry, couple wide receivers are starting to look decent.
You can start up to you can start a lot of wideouts. I'm gonna keep this along the build. I've already had a bunch of young players, so I'm gonna go with a guy that I just think has crazy high upside with Jaden Daniels again. I mean, he finishes a wide receiver 5 overall last year. I'm getting him in the 7th round. He's 29 years old. Probably has 3 more really good years in him with JD. So I was gonna take Jordan Addison there, but I already have 3 wide receivers under like the age of 19. No, but yeah. So I wanted to go with a vet there that I can lean on to guarantee me good, consistent production with spike weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confident I can get my RB2 in round 8 or 9. That's going to be someone I'm very comfortable with. So
I'm starting to see running backs are starting to pull up a little bit earlier, but you're gonna find guys like your boy ETN or the running back position before the NFL draft. There's Caleb Johnson. I think that's a good pick there. I thought for sure that would have been the pick where you were considering, but DK Metcalf,
he was one of the guys I was considering for sure.
Yeah. And rookies really should when you're debating this or that, if it's close, take the rookie, take the guy that's going to give you a little bit more value. I like that pick. We are 3 super chats in. If we get 2 more, we will give away a month of the Patreon. If we get 7 more, we will give away a month of the Patreon and VIP and a draft assistance where I will teach you how to trade, not draft like this. Let's get Jalen Waddle at 7-9. I'm out on Jalen Waddle. I know you're still in. I think he's going to probably provide pretty decent value. Tyreek Hill's what I'd rather have at 7-10. I don't care about the age. Jordan Addison at 7-11.
Great wide receiver value right there. Those 3 picks were all really good value. This whole round was really good value all around. This is like the upside round, in my opinion. Like you got A-Rich, you got Bryce Young, you got DK, a lot of upside players.
Traded out of 2-3 to get into 4-5-6 because I think 4-5-6-7 is a really hotbed where we talk about insulated trades.
But the contender range.
I traded 2-9 to get to 4-10. And in that league, it was, I ended up getting the 104 and a first for McBride. But if you do that in this particular one, you're trading Ashton Junty. That's probably a bad example. Let's say you're trading Trey McBride there and you're getting 4-10, which is Goff or a Dunze plus a first. Like,
yep,
that's huge right now. Snoog, where's the line for you about trading for 26 firsts? It's usually the 5th round, but I mean, smash or pass if you get a look at that round. I mean, Jacobs,
26
McCaffrey,
first, it's
Cook.
probably seventh. It's probably
Yeah, but
seventh round.
it won't be. Shador Sanders there going to Joey as the QB3. Interesting selection there. You're getting a starter at least. Mike Evans. AJ Estevez is just in here just to take all my guys. Thanks, AJ. Appreciate you. You get Mike Evans. You get Justin Fields. We'll be talking trades afterwards. Daddy, let's go.
I'm going to have a God tier build.
What we got here? Is that Jaden Reed?
But I know Coach is going to do it to me. Thank God. I was going to say, what? I thought he was going to snipe me again. He sniped me with Kittle. Sniped me with Kittle.
Yeah.
Thought he was going to snipe me with Kamara too.
Where are we at here? All right. There's my QB3, Mr. Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is gonna be the starter for the Steelers. Just put it in paper. Let's get it out there a little bit. I hate being where we're at and just trying to have, but as a point, looking at guys that are worth a first round pick, there are not that many left.
I know. I'm like trying to surf through the board to try to figure out like.
It's hard. It's on 30-second windows now. Brandon Ayuk, good pick.
That was a good pick. That's what I'm saying. Like, would you sell anybody in round 7 for just a 26 first straight up, other than like Derrick Henry and Matthew Golden and maybe Tyreek Hill? Like, I feel like it's like half and half. Like Chuba.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Pretty half and half. But like the 6th round, I'd probably take all those guys over 26 first straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Besides
and there's still guys.
Burden.
There's still guys here that are worth a first, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
There's still guys that are real close. But I would not pretty much. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't for this round. 6th round, sure. Typically speaking, it's 5th round. I think this is the year where you trade that first and get yourself a 5th rounder.
Right? That's what I was going to say. You could get Devontae Smith, one of these guys. Yeah, heck yeah.
I did in Smash 18 for Josh Jacobs because I think that's what I want. I'm going to take Jameson Williams here because that's just really good value.
Let's
Boston
go.
SFan06 says take Hunter at the 1-3 if he goes to the Pats. Snoog and I are saying arguably 1-2 unless Hampton. I've seen Hampton going in the top 10 now. If that happens, you just can't. But he's in that area. I mean, he's 102, 103, especially Snoog and I are both out kind of on Cam Ward. So I think that's a good spot to take Travis Hunter. You took him in this draft. Are you taking him 1-3? If Hampton and Genty both go top 10, I don't think there's a world where you move him to 2, or would you?
If he goes to the Pats, I think you could argue it, but I think you still just go with the 2 running backs that went top 10. Like,
I hate the new landing spots I'm seeing with the Giants. Like, I'm just, I don't want that. I did not want to see Travis Hunter to the Giants.
He's probably like a Devontae Smith if that happens. Like, he's probably at best like a Devontae Smith type of player, which is fine.
Sure.
But like, that's more like your 105, 106.
So we pulled some good things out of this. Smooth Criminal has set up that we're going to do a high stakes for Smash Accept 20, be a $200 league. Smash Accept 19, we're looking at international. We're looking at, going to go a full 45 minutes here on the draft and try to get you, the boards. We're going to share the board when we're done, set it up here. When you guys want to go ahead and take your fantasy football, your dynasty, portfolio to the next level, Smash Accept Patreon is the best way to do it. Get in your Discord right now. Guys are messaging me that have been in there. We have had it for a full 2 years now. And guys have told me, Dad, I went from in 2023 to winning 1 league out of 12 to this past year I won 4. And like, think about that. $5 a month and you get the eternal glory of winning your championship multiple times. Noog and I on a regular basis 4 and 5x our money because It's what we do this for, right? Like we enjoy winning, we enjoy the part of competing and everything like that. But dude, it's all about how much money you're making in it and how much you're enjoying the process. And for me, it's so much more enjoyable when you're winning.
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
rebuilding.
I mean, rebuilding's the most fun. Just because you're like making a ton of trades, ripping the team down, like watching it come together is the most fun. But contending, putting money in your pocket, bringing home championships is obviously what we do this for. We don't play to donate unless you're in a charity league.
Yeah, then it's a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's different. We'll do 2 more rounds here. We'll do the end of this round and next round. This is where we start to get real.
It ends at 10.
We have some slim pickings here. You know, we're starting to look at the board dwindling down. You saw Devontae Adams go there. You saw Michael Pittman, Cortland Sutton, Dalton Kincaid. Once you get to this round 9, 10, it starts to just now we're just filling in gaps. You know, Sam Darnold is a decent pick there with Joey going for his 4th quarterback. James Conner here is a decent pick. You're starting to look at this is where these guys are all worth 2nd rounders now.
I might get the steal of the draft if I don't get sniped.
The steal of the draft. I got a guy I want to trade up for right now.
Same.
Who was that?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, I know who yours is. I know who yours is, and you. I don't know.
I know
who yours is.
I don't want. I know who it is. To snipe me.
I know who it is. I'll even predict it right
who
before.
Who is it?
It's Cam Scatterbo.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You know who mine is? You know who mine is?
Dylan Sampson.
No, it's Trey Harris. Trey Harris is still here after we're taking guys, you know, like veterans, Jacoby Myers. Give me Trey Harris all day. You know, I gotta take my rookies here in this end.
I'm fine with Jonnu Smith or whatever, Evan Ingram and the whatever 12th round.
And the whatever, yeah.
Travis Kelce for a year, and then I'll draft a rookie tight end.
Boards go. Big Fish. Did Big Fish get his quarterback yet? He got one?
He got 2 of them.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
He got 2 of the same quarterbacks that are going to throw for 3,700 yards and 20 touchdowns. And
the only thing more fun would have been Penix and Tua. Just get the 2 lefties going there. So this was fun. Lefties. You know, last pick there, Calvin Ridley. Snoog, when I'm looking at the board, I'm just seeing a lot of red early, a lot of blue early, a lot of green in the middle. For me, I'm smashing in rounds 4 through 6, 4 through 7. The running back value is absurd. I have a really hard time with my builds, even taking outside of Genty, Bijan, and Gibbs. When I take A-Chain or Hall or even Saquon, I start to think, dang, like what did I get? What else was available there when you build it? Because if you don't have these foundational wide receivers, the running back rooms are not going to help you. You know, like you're going to need an insane amount of capital. So this was fun. I enjoyed this. Hope you guys do.
Can we keep these teams and make it a real league? Yeah.
Let's go. Let's just hit the finalize button. Thanks again for tuning in, guys, and enjoy the process.